Welcome back to another day in the life of a cottage baker. Come and work a 15-hour day with me. So I had to start running to Hobby Lobby to get a mini cupcake tray. I don't normally do mini cupcakes, but this was an order for a teacher appreciation week for one of my friend's moms, so I couldn't pass it up. Then I also had to run to Kroger to get some cake flour because unfortunately Sam's does not have that, even though I wish they did. It's one of my most expensive ingredient costs. And then we had to run off to Sam's Club to get some butter, some almond flour, and cocoa. I needed the almond flour for the Mother's Day macarons I'm doing later this week. And I got home and started working. I started by lining that tray with some of those mini cupcake liners, and now I'm working on these genie lamps. Wanted to get these out of the way first, that way they would have plenty of time to harden up and I would be good to paint them with the gold luster dust later after everything's baked. These things were very finicky to make. I had to leave a bit of a lip on them so I could get them out of the mold and then individually hand cut them, but I think they ended up looking pretty good. After I got that fondant work done, I just wanted to straighten up a little bit. I did lay some plastic wrap down before I started working on everything just to make cleanup a little bit easier. Now I am pulling up my recipes on the laptop so I have them handy, and I'm just going to start pulling out all my ingredients so I can get started on the vanilla cake batter. Here I already had a batch ready. I'm just starting to scoop them all into the little cupcake tin so we can get the first round in and out of the oven. This was a total of 192 cupcakes, and I am doing a mix of vanilla and chocolate. So I will have to do a double batch of both flavors to get the quantity I need for that. And then we'll just go ahead and put the first round in the oven. And here you see me making the second batch. My laptop did end up dying in between this, so this is strictly from memory. I've made this so many times that I can do the vanilla cake just off the top of my head. And there I am putting the butter in the mixer. I am using the reverse creaming method, and for those who don't know, it's basically when you put the butter into the flour and other dry ingredients before adding the liquid. I just think it produces a more tender crumb. And then you're about to see the first double yolk of the day. I ended up cracking 2 eggs with double yolks in them, and I had even cracked one earlier in the week, and I've never cracked this many double yolks in my life. But yeah, there's the first one, and I'll show you the second one a little bit later on. But I don't know what GMO stuff they're feeding these chickens that the eggs from Kroger are coming from, but oh my gosh, it was crazy. But now we're just pulling that first batch of vanilla cupcakes out of the oven, and I'm getting them out of the pan and off on a separate little tray to cool, and just relining that cupcake pan so I can get batch number 2 in. And now that I have those lined, I'm just finishing putting up the second batch of the vanilla cake, and then I'm going to put those in the oven and start the chocolate. And this is where I found double yolk number 2, which it's just insane to me that I cracked 2 double yolks in a day. I can't believe it. I always have to call my mom when it happens because she believes in all those superstitions, but I told her it's not going to be me, I promise. Maybe one of my sisters, but I do not plan to get pregnant anytime soon. And now we are scooping out the chocolate cupcake, the first batch that's about to go in the oven now. And once I get these in the oven, I realized I didn't have any box to put them in, so I had to run out to my local cake supply store to get that and some extra luster dust. And now that I'm back home, I'm just finishing up the final batch of chocolate cupcakes to go into the oven. So I had to get that tray line, get the batter finished up, and here I am scooping them in. And then after I get these into the oven, I start painting the little genie lamps with the mix of gold luster dust and just a splash of some clear alcohol. It does evaporate off. But these little lamps, they're going to need a couple different coats. That way they look all cohesive and aren't patchy. So then I set those to the side, put the other cupcakes off to cool, and then put the little extra batter that I had, put those in liners and put them in the oven. With these, I was trying to go around and just do the handle, but it was leaving the little white hole from where I had to have the lip, so I decided just to paint them fully. And then here is me putting them all in the box so I can get some counter space cleared, and you can really see in this clip how gigantic this box is, but it fit all of them basically perfectly, and it's a thicker cardboard, so I don't have to worry about it collapsing in on me, which I really liked. And this is probably my favorite clip. It's me frosting everything. I just think it's so mesmerizing watching the fast speed of piping cupcakes. I don't know. I'm probably just silly. And then here I am putting the little gold stars, edible like gold flakes that are shaped like stars. I got them from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just putting those on top of the cupcakes And I'm working in little segments here to get them decorated just because the box is so big. And then after the gold stars, I went through with some more gold luster dust on a little dried paintbrush and just flicked it around all over so they were all nice and shimmery with the gold luster dust. And this is me finishing them up, and this is them before they have the genie lamps on. I did only make 24 genie lamps just because this order was severely discounted since it was for a teacher appreciation week, and it was a really good opportunity I couldn't pass up. So I didn't want to get too much into detail with that since I'm not making a ton of money off of this order, basically just like ingredient cost and minimal effort. But yeah, I really love how everything turned out. I think it fit the theme perfectly. It was Arabian Night, and there's not really much inspiration I could find online, so I was really proud with what I came up with. But yeah, I was super happy with it, and I will see you all next time. Bye.